I'd like to call this meeting to order. At this time, I'd like to ask Monica to take the roll to confirm a quorum, please.
Sure, trustees, when I say your name, please say if you're present. And just a reminder to use your microphone because we do have a trustee via Zoom. Chair Chen,
Present.
Vice Chair Price Jones,
Present.
Trustee Johnson,
Present.
Trustee Matiela Novak,
Present.
Trustee Moore,
Present.
Trustee Pastrone,
Present.
Trustee Rodriguez, Trustee Stanton Buttram,
Present.
Trustee Tuminello,
Present.
Trustee Uvula,
Present.
Trustees, Chair Chen,
We have
We
a
have
quorum.
quorum. Thank you,
Monica. Excellent. At this time, is there a motion to approve the agenda for this meeting?
So move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Monica, could you please take the vote?
yes, trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen,
Approve.
Vice Chair Price Jones,
Approve.
Trustee Johnson,
Approved.
Trustee Matiela Novak,
Approve.
Trustee Moore,
Approve.
Trustee Pastrone,
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram,
Approve.
Trustee Tuminello,
Approve.
Trustee Uvula.
Approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome, everybody, to our December meeting, the last meeting of the year. Yay. Just before the holidays, so we'll all get a nice rest pretty soon. The first item is the consent agenda. Dr. Lindsay, would you like to read the main motion for the board?
The main motion in front of the board is is to approve the consent agenda as documented here.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Monica, could you please take the vote?
Yes, trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Chen,
Approve?
Vice Chair Price Jones,
Approve.
Trustee Johnson,
Approved.
Trustee Matiela Novak,
Approve.
Trustee Moore,
Approve.
Trustee Pastrone,
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram,
Approve.
Trustee Tuminello,
Approve.
Trustee Uvula.
Approve.
Chair Chen, the motion passes.
Thank you, Monica. Okay. Next on the agenda is the board chair and committee reports. For the board chair report, I want to provide an update on the presidential search process. To ensure a fair, transparent, and thorough search, the Board of Trustees is in the process of engaging an external search firm. The request for proposals for the search firm was issued on November 11th with submissions due by December 16th. A committee of trustees will review all proposals, interview finalists, and hopefully select the search firm by early February. I would like to thank Vice Chair Price Jones and Trustee Uvula for working over the holidays to review search firm proposals to meet this aggressive timeline. Once the search firm is engaged, the board will work with them to develop a clear timeline for the remainder of the search process. I understand that there are questions about the presidential transition and how the process will unfold. Although this work is still in its early stages, I want to assure the college community that the search will be inclusive and will involve a committee representing key stakeholders, including constituency groups. I will continue to provide regular updates to keep the college community informed as the process advances and more information becomes available. Thank you. And now for the Board Oversight Committee report, Vice Chair Price Jones.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met on November 18th to discuss approaches for reviewing and updating outdated board policies. Several policies are overdue for review, and some have not been updated in more than a decade. The committee reviewed the procedure for policy updates and discussed characterizing policies based on urgency, risk, and the potential need for external counsel. College staff will share an updated and prioritized list of policies along with recommendations with the committee for review and in discussion at the next meeting on December 10th. Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Vice Chair Price Jones? All right, hearing none. Next is the Budget Committee report with Trustee Moore.
Thank you. The Board Budget Committee met via Zoom on December 4th and discussed the following: fiscal year 2026 updates and budgetary implications, and the fiscal year 2027 budget. The committee also discussed future meetings. The meeting started with Vice President Beardmore noting the college was recently notified that the college has received the Government Finance Officers Association's Distinguished Budget Presentation Award for the fiscal year 2026 budget. Congratulations to Sue Callahan and the entire team that made this possible. We understand many members of the Strategic Communications, Planning, Research, and Institutional Assessment, as well as the President's Office, were instrumental in the process. So congratulations. This is not the first time. This is not the first time they have won that award, so it's a big deal. Thank you. The remainder of our discussion included the review of financial reports, including the operating budget status report, the projected tuition stabilization fund balance, and the multi-year projections. This discussion helped the committee gain a deeper understanding of the current financial situation and the challenges facing the college as we move forward in an environment with limited increase in state and county support. Despite continuing enrollment strength and an overall balanced budget, the October 31st, 2025 operating budget projections continue to show limited budgetary flexibility. As a result, there is an increasing probability of the need of an appropriation authority transfer request from the county council to ensure each functional area remains within budget. This will continue to be monitored at future meetings. Lastly, the committee was updated on the status of the fiscal year 2027 budget development and presented with a draft of the fiscal 2027 to fiscal year 2032 capital budget, which will also be shared with the Facilities Committee at its next meeting. As I noted in my last report, this current year and fiscal year 2027 are stacking up to be one of the most challenging from a resource availability perspective that I have seen in my tenure on the board, and that's over 10 years. The committee discussed the importance of continuing our work with the Maryland Association of Community Colleges to ensure the state understands the importance of the vital funding that they provide. It is equally essential to maintain transparency with the college faculty and staff about the fiscal realities we face if county and state funding continues to follow the pattern of limited increases as seen in the last two budget cycles. Our ability to support new initiatives will be significantly restricted. Under these circumstances, we will likely see no new budgetary initiatives in the fiscal year 2027 budget, and we may only be able to offer a modest compensation package, if any at all. The committee continues to support the critical work initiated under the Administrative Services Review and the Academic Portfolio and Resources Review. To remain fiscally sustainable while serving our community, we must continue to be data-informed in our decision-making and continue our efforts toward greater efficiency and effectiveness. These efforts are essential to being student-centered, achieving our strategic goals and objectives, and maintaining focus on our mission. The committee will continue to meet as the development of the fiscal year 2027 budget continues. Included in your packet are the planned meeting topics and next steps in the fiscal year 2027 budget process. And if you look at the bottom of this report, it has future meeting dates and topics, and I asked for this to be included because I felt like for the newer trustees, this could be very helpful to know what we're going to be doing on a month-by-month basis. The committee's next scheduled meeting is scheduled for Thursday, January 15th, where we will review potential budget scenarios and provide feedback in preparation for the full board budget workshop scheduled for Thursday, February 19th, 2026 from 8:30 to noon. Please mark your calendars. It's important that we all be there. And this concludes my report, Chair Chen.
Thank you, Trustee Moore. Do we have any questions for Trustee Moore? Okay, great. Next is the Facilities Committee report with Trustee Uvala.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In lieu of the committee's meeting last week, the committee received a written update. The committee endorsed via email the procurement that was on our agenda for tonight. And the written update to the committee also included the list of procurements that will be coming to the board for approval in the future. The committee also received an update on the potential for future development by the owners of Severna Park Golf Center, which is adjacent to the college's western border. This potential project is in the early stages of attaining necessary approvals, but the current plan is to build approximately 130 townhomes where the golf center is currently located. Vice President Bearmore will be attending a committee meeting later tonight, I think it's at 6 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken, at the library, with the owners of the property, and will keep the committee informed as information becomes available. And hopefully she can duck from people throwing things during that meeting. And Madam Chair, that does conclude my report.
Thank you, Trustee Uvala. Any questions for Trustee Uvala? Okay, next is the AACC Foundation report. First, I would like to ask Trustee Johnson to read a student donor letter.
Dear donor, I want to thank the residents of Baywoods of Annapolis for allowing me to enhance my education. I have been working with the residents for 1 year now, and I am so grateful for everything they do to make the scholarship available to those who work there. I know this Friends of Baywoods of Annapolis scholarship will help me with my education and ease the stress of managing my finances. Attending Anne Arundel Community College has been so much fun. I was afraid to feel isolated and out of place, but soon realized that my worries were for nothing. The college has a wonderful campus and many supportive professors. I have been enjoying my classes so far. I chose cybersecurity as my major. I have always been interested in technology, and my decision to major in technology was no surprise for my family. I know that I will achieve success in this major. All of these wishes and dreams of mine will be one step closer thanks to the kind residents of Baywoods of Annapolis. It has been a great pleasure to get to know the lovely elders and be a part of the Baywoods family. Thank you all for providing me with this opportunity and making me feel loved. Scholarship recipient, done.
Thank you, Trustee Johnson. Now for the foundation report. As of November 30th, 2025, the AACC Foundation's fundraising total is $1.85 million in gifts and commitments. The foundation is grateful to have received many generous donations to date this fiscal year. The AACC Foundation recently received a generous gift from the Zachary Gerald Knight Foundation to endow a scholarship at AACC. Jerry and Sue Knight established this scholarship in memory of their son, Zach Knight, who died in an accident in 2010. Zach was a student at AACC and took pride in making a difference for others in the community. The scholarship will provide support to students pursuing credit studies at Anne Arundel Community College. The AACC Foundation Board met on November 19th. At the meeting, the AACC Foundation staff, working with the Executive Committee, presented a draft AACC Foundation strategic plan for board review. The purpose of the 2026-2030 draft plan is to advance philanthropic work to support the college's new strategic plan while continuing the AACC Foundation's growth as an organization that employs industry-leading practices in fundraising and corporate governance. The draft plan was developed in a manner that complemented the college's strategic plan, featuring the format of objectives, outcomes, and indicators. Board members were asked to provide their feedback by mid-December. The Executive Committee will review the feedback and discuss updates at its next meeting in February. That concludes my report. There are no other committee reports for December. So now for the President's report, Dr. Lindsay.
Thank you. I'm happy to share with you that I was able to attend the American Association of Community Colleges Fall Board meeting on November the 12th through the 14th. This year, in addition to serving on the Board of Directors, I serve on the Community College Advancement Committee. This concludes my second full 3-year term with AACC, and it's been a pleasure to, I'd encourage other people to see if they're interested in doing the work. It's good stuff. I'm also pleased to share that the Strategic Communications team has been recognized both nationally and regionally for their outstanding work, earning 7 awards from 2 leading professional organizations, the National Council on Marketing and Public Relations and the University and College Designers Association. Congratulations to the teams on these achievements. One of our values at our college is community and relationships, and I'm very proud of our faculty and staff for organizing so many opportunities for us to give back to our community. The AACC Community Service Committee is hosting a food drive through December the 15th to support the college's food pantry, which provides free food and essential items to students, faculty, and staff in need throughout the year. The Department of Police and Police Safety is organizing an annual Toys for Tots drive through December the 16th with drop-off locations in Arnold, Arundel Mills, and HCAT in Glen Burnie. I look forward to celebrating with our amazing faculty and staff with our holiday luncheons. The board's invited if you're interested in joining us for lunch on our holiday day. We will be at the Arnold campus on December the 15th and at Arundel Mills on December the 16th. As we approach the winter break and reflect on the past year, we have so much to be grateful for. I continue to be proud of the work AACC does with our community and grateful to the work and commitment of such passionate, dedicated, and hardworking colleagues. And I would like to welcome the students that are with us tonight and congratulate you for taking the time to learn about how colleges work and the process of giving and receiving information. And I just wanted to say thank you, and you're more than welcome to be here. It's an open meeting. That concludes my point.
What's next? Now, do
I
we
have, it's okay, right here. I'll just continue.
Yeah.
We have this presentation. Okay,
right,
so if
thanks.
Dr. Karlovic and Dr. Milner could please come forward to do your presentation.
Sorry, that's okay.
Good evening, Chair Chen, President Lindsay, and members of the board. Thank you for the opportunity to present today. Dr. Kralovich and I are here to share an important strategic initiative we're calling AI at AACC, because we love our acronyms and abbreviations. Our institutional strategy for innovative and responsible adoption of artificial intelligence and generative artificial intelligence. This initiative represents a thoughtful, collaborative approach to positioning AACC as a leader in leveraging AI to better serve our students and our community. Thank you. Before we dive into the details, I want to share this powerful statement from Sabi Warwich, the CIO at Clackamas Community College in Oregon. He says, community colleges should make AI a strategic priority, not just because the technology is exciting, but because of the people we serve. We can't wait for someone else to hand it to us or to lead this. This statement captures the urgency and the responsibility we feel at AACC. Our students, many of whom are working adults, first-generation college students, and career changers, need us to be ahead of this curve, not behind it. The workforce they're preparing for is already being transformed by AI. So what exactly is AI at AACC? Artificial intelligence is fundamentally reshaping every aspect of higher education, from how we teach and support students to how we manage our operations and make decisions. This rapid growth brings both tremendous opportunities and new risks that we must navigate carefully. As a leader college with distinction, one of our institution's many well-earned designations, AACC is committed to incorporating AI with great thought and always with our values in mind. The goal of this initiative is to develop a thoughtful, ethical, mission-aligned AI strategy that reflects who we are as an institution and guides where we want to go in the future. This isn't about chasing technology for technology's sake. It's about ensuring we continue to fulfill our mission in an AI-enabled world. I appreciate this quote from Dr. Jennifer King Rice, Senior VP and Provost at the University of Maryland, College Park. She reminds us that it's not a matter of whether to simply embrace or dismiss AI. It's about developing and incorporating it mindfully, studying it thoroughly, and teaching our community how to use it responsibly. This balanced approach, neither visionless nor fearful rejection, is exactly what we're striving for at AACC. And I'd like to ask Dr. Kralovich to join me.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Milner. So you just heard about what the what and the why of AI at AACC. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the how and the when, so a little bit about the framework. So the good news is that we're not starting from scratch. There's been a tremendous amount of work already done across the institution as related to AI by the faculty, all the divisions, the Idea Lab, LMS, LRM. Each group in their own way has done a tremendous amount of work already to invest in AI at AACC. But what our goal now is to build a comprehensive, collaborative, and a cohesive mission-driven strategy that sort of brings all this strong work together. Next slide. Here's how we've structured the representation. So the primary sponsors for the initiative are Dr. Milner and myself. We have 2 track leads. Dr. Tina Smith will be leading track 1, and Dr. Megan Myers will be leading track 2. These tracks will feature broad representation and participation from across the college. So here's our charge for the groups, is the AI at AACC advisory team is charged with guiding and the development of a comprehensive institutional strategy for AI and the adoption and innovation. What we want to keep the groups to help the groups to continue to understand is that support and reasonable adoption of AI and the exploration and learning is important. So we want to make this a collaborative experience. As we said, there's a lot of work that's already being done. Cohesion is important, and we'll see where the work does lead. Next slide, please. So here's a little look at the 2 tracks. So the track 1, the academic innovation track, will focus on things like pedagogy, curriculum and support, digital literacy, AI readiness, academic integrity, the ethical use of AI, skill development, student success and support. On track 2, the technology transformation track will focus on infrastructure, cloud integrations, information security and threat intelligence, data and insights and analytics, operations AI tools, as well as vendor accountability. Next slide. In addition to what we're focusing on, there's going to be a lot of areas of exploration that we engage in as well. As we mentioned, AI literacy, workforce practices, assessments, readiness, the ethics associated with AI, in addition to teaching, assessments, accessibility, as well as well-informed AI pedagogy. On the technology transformation side, readiness for administrative systems, making sure that tools are operational and have the proper analytics to support them, data governance, procurement frameworks, as well as I mentioned earlier, vendor relationships. And next slide. A little bit about the function of when we'll do this. So the phases and the milestones. So phase 1 is kind of beginning now with the formation, discovery, and analysis. Phase 2 should read research and development rather than track team recommendations. And that will be the primary work that we'll do as we engage in understanding what this means to us as an institution. Phase 3, which will be due in June, will be the sharing of the recommendations, and implementation will be phase 4. I would imagine, though, it's my hunch that if we're doing AI right, this is going to be ongoing long-term work, and that the initiative is going to be a part of what we do for years to come. So at this point, I will pass the podium back over to Dr. Miller to wrap us up.
Thank you, Dr. Kralovich. So you may be asking yourselves, what do we hope to achieve through this initiative? First, as I previously mentioned, a sustainable, ethical, and mission-aligned AI strategy that can guide us for years to come. We want increased understanding and effective use of AI across the college, not just among the early adopters, but throughout our community. In addition, we'll work to develop specific recommendations for pilots, practices, frameworks, and guiding principles. We aim to create an enhanced learning experience and environment and academic support for our students, along with greater operational efficiency and improved services throughout the college. Ultimately, we're building stronger capacity for thoughtful AI innovation and fostering responsible AI exploration, learning, and adoption across the college. As this quote reminds us, placing people, not technology, at the center of these decisions is how educators should embrace AI, discover new ways of incorporating its capabilities, and use its power to promote equitable student success. As VP Beardmore often says, that's our North Star. So what happens next? We'll form teams, as Dr. Kralovich mentioned, for each track to lead key work streams. We'll launch our discovery, analysis, and evidence gathering phase. Based on what we learn, we'll develop recommendations and proposed actions, and then we'll begin phased implementation. We're committed to keeping the board informed throughout this process, and we will return with updates at key milestones. Let me close with these two powerful thoughts. Dr. Kim Carter from Leah Meyer Austin Award-winning Chattanooga State Community College reminds us, the question isn't whether AI will change education, it's whether institutions and educators will shape that change with the same creative agency, responsibility, and intent they want to inspire in their students. This AACC is our time, our opportunity to lead, to shape how AI serves our mission rather than letting technology drive our decisions. We're asking for your support to move forward with the strategic initiative, and we're also happy to answer any questions that you may have. If it's about technology, this is the guy, not this guy.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I am really excited about AI. I mean, I am a computer science student. How do you think AI directly enhances student learning and academic success? And how can a student use AI responsibly at AACC to maximize their learning?
We can both answer. That's part of the research. We want to make sure that we are mission aligned when we tell students that this can help and enhance your learning, and enhance our teaching, enhance our pedagogy, our research. We don't want to fly off the handle by saying, oh yeah, this is great, just go use it. We want to make sure that we take on the responsibility of showing and proving to students and to the rest of our college community that this is the appropriate way for us to be using it.
Yeah, and I think the only thing I would add is that, we want to make sure that we take a deliberate, long-term approach to this. I mean, I know that there's in the industry right now, when it comes to technology and AI, there's this kind of, sort of this FOMO, this, everybody wants to be first to market with it. But, research from Gardner and Infotech and other organizations that we model say that, you're better to, measure twice, cut once, and I think that's got to be our approach. So to sit down and be able to say that I could answer that question for you right now, I don't have the answer to it. But I'm looking forward to working with faculty, technologists, staff, students, to be able to come together and talk, have a collective conversation about how we together figure these things about. Like, what impact is that going to have students in their usage of it? Faculty and assessment, integrity, how all these things sort of come together. And I think that in the community spirit, if we all work together toward this, we'll be able to find those answers. And I would say to you, as well as the other students in the room, we'd love to have participation from that side of the institution as well. I think that voice is as important as anything. So thank you.
Thank you. Good presentation, by the way.
Thanks.
Madam Chair? Madam Chair?
Oh, yes, please.
Again, as the most senior member of this board, I applaud you on this. I surrounded with my own, my youngest son heads up IT for a French school in Manhattan, and my oldest son is in graphic design. But AI is the future, and so it's important that we find a way to get this fit into our curriculum going forward. So it's great stuff, and we look forward to hearing how you're progressing with it and how it applies to the student process. So thanks very much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I also applaud this effort. I want to put in my word, go on the record that I support it. I do have one question. Do we have existing technology now how much existing technology do we already possess? And we're building from that, or are we starting from scratch?
Yeah, I would say on the technology side, on the classic, the IT side of things, one thing that we mentioned in there was vendor accountability, right? So, we have to make sure that our vendors, when they're, deploying AI technology in our key core applications, that they're doing it in a responsible way. Just about all of our, major monoliths, Ellucian, Microsoft, Adobe, the big technology applications that you probably have seen from budget approvals in the past, they're all utilizing and leveraging it in some way or the other, right? That's sort of and on the information security side, everybody's leveraging it as well in different ways. So I would say across the industry, they're heavily engaged. In classroom and learning environments, generative AI is really where the conversation is at, and there are a ton of tools that do that right now. That's less, in my opinion, of a technology decision, as Dr. Miller mentioned earlier. That's going to be a decision or a conversation that we have sort of about the philosophy, the integrity, how do we use it, both beneficial to the experience of the student as well as, the integrity of the academic environment. If there was an easy answer to this, we would already have it, but I think institutions like ours are really kind of struggling with this, and I think the best thing for us to do is what we always do, come together as a community and start to work through figuring out the answers to these things.
And so, with regard to your FOMO comment, which I love, technology is changing, right? It changes all the time. So while we do this wonderful community analysis, which is absolutely essential, where do we make a decision point? And will the technology then change a year after we make that decision point? How's that going to play out?
So that's what you just said in the second part of your question is exactly what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Making an early adoption engagement or purchase of a technology that we find at some point is, it's, you know, for some of you will get this, others won't, you know, the investment of beta versus VHS, right? All right, somebody, they don't get that at all. Right, right, okay. But we want to make, yeah, we want to make sure that we don't, we want to make sure that we don't make that investment the wrong route. And there's already been a lot of cases where institutions, big institution R1, have made investments, you know, that have led them down the wrong path. So we're going to make sure that we, as we said, try not to rush into things, be collaborative, be smart in our decisions so that we don't invest in the wrong avenue or track.
Yes.
I just want to commend you to wearing both hats, right, the theoretical and the technical together, because you can't really do it effectively if you're not thinking in theory, like, how can we better serve our students, how can, and the faculty, along with, okay, we also have to get through the technical nitty-gritty of what's the right technology, are they implementing it right? So I just want to commend you on doing that work.
Sorry, we were just having some procedural discussion. Any other comments? Great. Thank you very, very much. We look forward to hearing more about this through your different phases. Okay, Dr. Lindsay.
Is Shelley, Dr. Shelley DeBlassis here, Academic Forum Council? I know she gave a really nice long. Pardon? Yeah, I'm calling you. Please come, please come.
I was transfixed by thinking of AI. So.
Just move this closer. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me time to update you on the activities of Academic Forum. Academic Council's November meeting was held on Thursday, November 13th. And in my submitted written report, I detail the reports from the Associate Vice President for Learning, the Vice President for Information Instructional Technology, Committee on Academic Standards, and the Committee on Educational Policies and Curriculum. So, I'd like to take this opportunity to shine the light on the best part of every Academic Council or Forum meeting for me, the announcements. I want to let you know about some of the amazing co-curricular and extracurricular activities and events that happen on our campus, or that have happened most recently in November. As you know, co-curricular and extracurricular activities are an important part of the work that Academic Forum members and committees do, but it's also an important part of any accreditation portfolio, and it's often the heart and the lifeline for many students, staff, faculty, admin, but also community members. So in November, this is just an amuse-bouche, if you will, just a sprinkling of some of the events that were announced at the Academic Council meeting. The Paralegal Studies held its annual Paralegal Forum. The Sarbanes Center for Career and Civic Engagement, commonly called the Career Center, held a whole month of workshops and events for students to celebrate National Career Development Month. AACC's theater performed The Diary of Anne Frank, and I, along with my English professor colleague, Margaret Boaz, facilitated a post-production seminar discussion of the play that many of the actors attended, which was organized and sponsored by the Center for Liberal Arts Work, commonly known as CLAW. Also sponsored by Dr. Candace Mayhill and Professor Tim Mayhill's CLAW was a listening session for the Maryland Commission on Civil Rights, facilitated by legal studies professors Mary, I'm going to butcher her name, but my name is also butchered, thank you, Bukowski. I practiced, and I second-guessed myself. Thank you, Dr. Milner. And Kimberly Jackson. 30 community members and 20 students participated in that event. TFO hosted an open forum on civil discourse facilitated by Zoe Farquhar, Dr. Nicole Williams, and Caitlin Silver-Negron. The School of Science and Technology's STEAM Night, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math is what that stands for, was well attended and a big hit with the community and the campus. Dr. Jason Barber and many of his colleagues worked hard to make that happen. Sorry, I messed up my own pages. And an upcoming event for this Saturday that was announced at our November event So this Saturday, December 13th, is the annual, and I'm very excited about this, in Cult, ACC's first LEGO League qualifier tournament that is staffed by volunteers and organized by Associate Professor and Chair of the Engineering Department, Beth Barron, and I am emceeing this year. So these events are just a small sliver of the extracurricular and co-curricular events planned by faculty, staff, students, and admin for the college and greater community. And they do not capture the regular activities, clubs, organizations that promote learning, growth, collaboration, and friendship happening on our campus. Finally, I would like you to know that Academic Council's December meeting is this Thursday, December 11th, on Zoom. The Committee on Teaching and Learning, co-chaired by Dr. Alicia Morris and Dr. Sandra Fox-Moon, will present as an information item the PVP's 2026-2027 academic calendar recommendation, which you all may already know about, but we're excited to hear about that recommendation for the academic calendar. So thank you all for your time and attention. On behalf of all of the members of Academic Forum, we wish you all a joyful holiday season and a happy new year. Thank you, and report.
She's out of here. Did anyone have any questions, comments? Thank you.
Okay, Stacy, you want? Okay. Administrative Staff Organization President, Stacy Corbelau.
Good afternoon, trustees and Dr. Lindsay. In addition to our written report highlighting all of the events that Shelley was talking about that we've been out supporting today, ASO is also promoting an opportunity for our members to get updated professional headshots on Monday before the holiday party with strategic communications photographer. We are also working on our plans for our Welcome to 2026 lunch on January 14th, where we hope to gather our ASO membership from LSS, LRM, Learning, IIT, and the President's Office for a bit of speed networking like they do at the Chamber. This is our attempt to increase connections for our mid-level managers across all of our divisions, because it's always easier to get things done when you can pick up the phone and call a familiar face for assistance. And I'd also like to mention an item from my own area before I go. The VITA free tax prep registration is open, so if you have families in your communities who earned less than $69,000 last year, you can go on our website from the School of Business and Law and get them registered for free tax prep in 2026. And that's all for ASO today. Have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. And Professional and Support Staff Organization, Caitlin Silver-Negron.
Hello, everybody. Hi. PSSO is really winding down, so nice, short, sweet report for you tonight. On December 2nd, we hosted our final meeting of 2025, featuring President and Vice President's updates, or PVP updates. Each Vice President, as well as Dr. Lindsay, were able to come and share updates with our membership, both online and in person. This special meeting is one that we host each semester, and we are so grateful to PVP for their transparency and connection that they're able to provide to PSSO directly in these meetings. The final professional enrichment session of the semester will be held tomorrow, December 10th, and will feature the AACC counselors sharing a mental health focus specifically on stress management as we gear up for the holiday season. As we prepare, we know that mental health can really take a backseat. So our hope is that by doing this, folks can prepare to return from break feeling rejuvenated and ready to hit the ground running again in the spring. Last but not least, PSSO's contingent of the Community Service Committee will be providing opportunities for donations to the campus food pantry during the campus holiday party next week. They will even have some prizes as incentive for folks to come and help pack the pantry for the winter months. We're really looking forward to doing it all again in the spring, and I am so happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you.
Thank you. Our Student Government Association, Chris Chambers, President, welcome.
Hey, everyone. I know you all missed me. I missed you all, too.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so it's been a pretty good month. We're going to get started with our newest executive board member, Aziz, is now fully trained and has started planning events for the spring. and also was a big help in our Happy Holidays event, which I'll talk about more later. The Sense of Community Survey, the SGA has been working to promote the Sense of Community Survey at pretty much every event that we've had. For example, like the Happy Holidays event, you couldn't get any hot chocolate until you did the survey. So we also assisted in other events. We had SGA members at the Stress Less Fest to assist, and also at the Intersectional Activism Fair, we provided Mission Barbecue. So any clubs, anybody that is putting on an event, you ever need help with pretty much anything, you can reach out to SGA and we'll feel free to help you. Talking about the Happy Holidays event, we had over 60 attendees, and it went really well. There was Domino's Pizza, there was hot chocolate, gingerbread houses. It was a really great event that overall I think was a big success. Addressing student concerns, the SGA Executive Board had a meeting with Dr. Patterson and VP Beardmore to talk about free speech zones in response to the protest that happened in September. And that was a very good conversation. We were able to give some input about possible locations for free speech zones, and I can't wait to have some more follow-up about that. Now, regarding the 15 student minimum, we at the SGA has been a bridge between the students and administration, and when it comes to the 15 student minimum, we have tried like educating students about it. We've had FAQ videos, and we even had a town hall, which students could speak directly with Dr. Milner here. And the students have the facts. They know what the 15 student minimum is. They know what it does, but they still disagree with its implementation here at the college. My fellow students want the school to remain a great institution, and they care very deeply about the school, which is why they're very passionate and why some are here today. In fact, I invite my fellow students to stand up and raise their signs that they brought as clear evidence that they are very passionate regarding this subject. Now, these students want to ensure that our niche classes continue to run. They want to ensure that our adjunct professors keep their jobs, and they want administrative oversight and more transparency over decision-making that affects students. Our students are engaged, passionate, and ready to work alongside you to find solutions that support both fiscal responsibility and academic opportunity. I hope we can address this issue collaboratively before it becomes a point of deeper frustration on campus. Now, do we have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Any questions from the board?
Hold on. I just got a note right here. See? I'm going to keep this short because I can't read all this. The library currently has signs asking students to avoid the use of AI, not just due to its unreliability and the fact that it's downright lazy to have AI do the work for you. Very opinionated. We as students ask that administrative staff demonstrate the same level of effort in our experience in campus that we do. It's another concern that somebody has also had. Do we have anything else before we get to holiday break and I can sleep for the first time in 30 hours?
Yes, please.
I think it's terribly important to recognize that the students have come, and you have heard this before from the board here, from your president here, our president. I need you to know that many of us were sitting where you're sitting on a person's desk until we got an answer at your ages. You are being heard. This is not an immediate answer to your questions, but you are being heard. And very much the people who are in charge of the college, the people who sit on this board, care about the same values that you do. It's the how that we're trying to iron out. And it's the how that I think we're all trying to understand. I don't think so, sir. I'm talking from my heart, and I'm talking from my head. I have sat in your chair, and I will again. I just want you to know that you are being heard. Thank you.
Great. Look forward to working with y'all.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Everyone have a great, happy holidays. I'll see you. It's not January, it's February, the next one, right? Is it January?
January 13th.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy holidays. All right. Hard act to follow. Heather Riordan, the faculty organization president. You could please come forward.
You guys just keep putting me after him, and I have to follow him each time. Wonderful job, Chris, and I appreciate the students being here. It takes courage to show up, and it shows care that you want to be here and learn more. So deeply appreciative of all of you. I'd like to begin by giving a shout out to the AACC Copy Center. It is one of the many unsung heroes at our college. The Copy Center is like unbelievably well-oiled machine, and the faculty could not do its job without the support and expertise of the Copy Center under the direction of Kevin Miller. And in particular, Nissan Kaver is just a pure delight to work with. He is kind, professional, and always willing to go above and beyond for faculty, knowing that it's all about our students, right? And making sure they have what they need. Since my last oral report, TFO held its December meeting. Our timing's always a little bit off. I always have to write the report before we hold our meeting, so that your written report never quite matches up. So I'm going to give you some highlights from the most recent meeting last week on December 3rd. We were really excited to have updates provided by both Dr. Lindsay and Dr. Milner. We got the opportunity to thank Dr. Lindsay for all of her service and wish her the best in her upcoming retirement. Riverhawk Educators United, that's the full-time faculty's union, provided a status update on the collective bargaining agreement draft proposal process to the entire TFO body who it represents. And members of the bargaining unit were encouraged to engage in the upcoming phases to provide input and feedback. The Compensation Committee of TFO, although it no longer reports out to the wider body, it does still report out to TFO, and that information has been relayed over to REU, that's Riverhawk Educators United. I don't want to use too many acronyms here. They did recommend a 7% salary increase based on average salary rather than the midpoint of the rank, and they recommended that overload rates be used to calculate faculty compensation. The ones that are used in the summer and winter also be used in fall and spring terms. So those were some highlights from their report. And like I said, that's been relayed to REU, which is Riverhawk Educators United, because technically only REU can bargain on behalf of the faculty now. The Shared Governance Committee of TFO provided a report that led to a recommendation that the tech audit process be looked into further to determine if it should be considered a policy with procedure rather than a process. And it also spurred a discussion about interim annual and sick leave policy. It is an interim right now that's went into effect, I believe its adoption date was June 23rd, 2025, in that vicinity. Faculty wondered why it was posted as an interim. That technically usually indicates that it had to be done very rapidly. And noted that the date of the adoption was about a week after our first memorandum of understanding was signed. TFO leadership followed up with Suzanne Boyer, who agreed to look into it more and get us more information, always on a fact-finding mission. There's also an interest just from the faculty in general to better understand the conditions under which an interim policy or procedure can be introduced and how communication follows after that. TFO will not be able to remain the same from both a legal and functional standpoint now that we do have that union. So Riverhawk Educators United and TFO are going to work together to determine the future of TFO through sharing information and consensus building. So we're going to hold a working lunch January 7th, right in this lovely space, and we've invited all TFO members to come so that we can make some important decisions about how TFO and REU will work together. I did receive a constituency concern that I think we've continued to hear about the early class cut dates for full-time faculty. So we're going to keep seeking information on that so that we can be a good conduit between administration and the faculty. Communication highlights, we also met with Suzanne Boyer to discuss and bring up questions related to the presidential search. Dr. Chen, we appreciate your willingness to continue to share information with us. We had our CAP meeting, and we got to talk about dining. We're always thinking about food, apparently. TFO leadership did provide Provost Milner with TFO membership questions about the 15 minimum report. They were extensive. Our questions are extensive, and responding thoroughly will absolutely take time and collaboration with multiple college units. So we acknowledge that and understand that it's not going to be an instant response. And so we look forward to getting more information as Dr. Milner is able to work and gather that. TFO will participate in a listening session with Dr. Smith about the full-time faculty performance evaluation procedure. That is a mouthful. We need to, come up with like a short for that, on January 7th. So it's taken a while to get there, but we're going to have a listening session, and so we're looking forward to relaying TFO information and getting a better understanding of how that policy and procedure are being used across campus. That's it. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to address them.
Any questions from the board? No, thank you so much.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Thank you.
holidays.
Okay, coming to a conclusion with my report. It's in reference to the Maryland Association of Community College Activities, the annual Maryland Association of Community College Trustee Leadership Governance, and the legislative reception will be held on Monday, January 26th at the Governor Calvert House in Annapolis. This is for all of you to put on your schedules, please. It's great when we're all there. It'll take place from, we'll have the reception from 6 to 7:30 and the training from 3 to 6. During the conference, trustees will receive an overview of MAC's 2026 legislative agenda and hear from guest speakers regarding federal issues in higher education that may affect community colleges. During the reception, board members and college leadership will meet with the Anne Arundel County elected officials. The 448th session of the Maryland General Assembly will convene on January 14th, 2026. The MAC Legislative Committee will begin meeting weekly in January, continuing throughout the session to review proposed legislation and how it's going to potentially impact our colleges, and then work with our legislators to see if we can seek their support on the ones that we want them to serve us on. And with that, I have concluded my report.
Thank you, Dr. Lindsay. Is there any new business?
Yes, Madam Chair, I don't know whether this is new business or not, but did I miss a vote on the multifunctional device? It was part of the consent agenda?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I just didn't hear it said. Got it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I can rest easy.
Okay. Excellent. Great. Hearing no new business, as a reminder, there will be a very brief public session meeting on Tuesday, January 13th at 4 p.m. I believe that the Board Development Committee is planning to hold a professional development session for the board following that meeting. Additional details will be shared when they become available. Okay, so thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned.